Welcome. So it's the first Saturday of the month, which means that we have our 4-hour silent retreat today. So we start at 8 Eastern, our usual time, in a minute or so. And then every hour on the hour, we have a 45-minute practice. So if you have never been to one of them before, you're welcome to stay for all or part. And we start off with our usual breathe, shake, dance practice. And then we go into a quiet meditation. So that's what the first hour is. And yeah, so I'm just going to bring our insight timer folks on as well in another 33 seconds. I can't open the meeting until right on the hour, but so some of us are here from on Insight Timer, some are here on Zoom, and I'm really happy that we're able to do this together. I decided several months ago that I'd love to do a 4-hour silence each month, and I thought, well, why not do it together? And then for sure I'll do it, and we can enjoy that energy field that we create together as well. All right, here we go. Here we are at the beginning of our practice. If you're used to our 15-minute breathe, shake, dance practice on Saturdays, you could do that. But also, it's our monthly 4-hour silent retreat today. So if you'd like to stay, we're doing 45-minute practices, 4 of them on the hour. And this is the first. The second one, next hour, is the layers of being, the 5 koshas. And then we go into a loving kindness for ourselves and others, and then into a blue star and yoga nidra practice. So they're all different ways of coming into stillness in the mind. And sometimes we do that quietly and with our body very still, and sometimes we move. And today is one of those movement practices at the beginning, and then from there going into stillness. So the song today is a Bad Bunny song. I'm sure many of you heard his remarks at the Grammys. I'm always very impressed by someone who stands up for social justice and for love. And so I thought we would do one of his songs today in our dance. But we start with our 2 minutes of breathing, breath awareness, and then we do a Qigong practice, shaking the tree, getting our body moving around, frustration out of the body, and then we do some more breathing and then the dance. And then our last 2 minutes of breathing, we'll just ease right into the meditation. So notice your breath as we start. Part of noticing our breath is our body. Is your body comfortable? Can you breathe the way that you're sitting? So if you're kind of slumped over, you could bring your collarbones up, let yourself have a bit more room in your lung area. And your diaphragm muscle attaches to the lower rib cage. See if you can let yourself have some room there. And often when we hold our breath, it's because we're scared or we have a hypervigilance going on. So signaling safety can be helpful just with the continuity of our breath. And as we get started, you might also be looking around, noticing cues of safety. A predictable environment helps our nervous system to be more settled. So if you're in your usual spot and it's usual environment, then that's more likely to be comforting and stabilizing. Take a few deeper breaths, take a few smaller breaths. This is just a general breath awareness as we begin. If you're feeling kind of wound up, you might do some longer exhalations. Let your parasympathetic nervous system get a bit more active so that you can settle into the breath. And the next couple of minutes is however you want to move your body. So sometimes we do this quite vigorously, and sometimes we ease into it. What is your body telling you right now? What's optimal for you as you're moving your body around? You could flow, you could jump, you could get really vigorous. I like to move my hips and shoulders. I think it helps move things out of the torso, out of the gut. Of course, moving the hips is something that is predominant with Latin music and dance, which we're going to be doing in a moment. Warm up your body for that. One of the things I like about this is that we can do whatever feels right in our body right now. So sometimes we get just like, oh, I need to really give her here. I got a lot of stuff stuck in there. Or I'm just like in a deep freeze. I need to kind of wake up a little first. And then, so, however that is for you, let your body lead the movement. And see if you could let your awareness be very present in your body. Make some noise. And if you want to do the throw your energy down, hands and fists above your head, open your hands. Throw anything frustrating or aggravating or whatever it is, throw it into the ground. And then back to something just to finish off with another 15 seconds or so. What do you want to do with your body now? And then either staying as you are or coming back to the sitting position. Let's work with the breath again. And what does it feel like in your body now to have that extra oxygen? Maybe feel a little more awake. You can close your eyes and really check in or be looking around. Take some bigger breaths, some longer exhales. Let yourself notice, how do I feel during this practice? And being patient with ourselves as well. We don't have to have a certain experience in order to enjoy a practice. We could let ourselves have some grace. All right. And if you're into it, let's dance.
Pensaba que contigo iba a envejecer. Tengo el parcial a ver si te veo caer. Si me ven sola y triste no me hablan. Si me ven sola y triste soy culpable. La vida es una fiesta que un día termina. Y fuiste tú mi baile inolvidable. No, no te puedo olvidar, no, no te puedo borrar. Tú me enseñaste a querer, me enseñaste a bailar. No, no te puedo olvidar, no, no te puedo borrar. Tú me enseñaste a querer, me enseñaste a bailar. Ay, dime cómo le va para olvidarte. Hay un paso nuevo que quiero enseñarte. En la noche ya ni puedo dormir. Lo que hago es soñarte. No, no te puedo olvidar, no, no te puedo borrar. Tú me enseñaste a querer, me enseñaste a bailar. Como tú me besabas, como yo te lo hacía, como tú me mirabas, bellaquito me ponía. Se siente feo no tenerte cerquita. La nueva mamá bien, pero no es tu boquita. Mi diablo mío, mi loquita. Mi diablo mío, mi loquita. Ay. Esto suena cabrón. Hazlo otra vez. Como anoche, como anoche. Aprieta, chamaquito, aprieta. Ahí, 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 vamos allá. No, no te puedo olvidar, no, no te puedo borrar. Tú me enseñaste a querer, me enseñaste a bailar. Ya no cualquiera me puede acostar, pero no con cualquiera quiero despertar. Solo con usted, yo bailo con usted, nada más con usted. Un beso donde esté, no te puedo borrar. Tú me enseñaste a querer, me enseñaste a bailar. Y yo he tenido muchas novias, pero como tú ninguna. Ya no tengo mi sol, me paso en la luna. Si te pienso me tiro de uno. Mi diablo mío, mi loquito. Mi diablo mío, mi loquito.
All right, and then back to the breath. Notice your mood, your experience, your body. That was Bad Bunny, one of his hit songs. So as we're coming back into the breath, we notice that the practice so far has an effect. And shaking without music is different than dancing to music. Then we come back in, and we don't have to jump right into the next part. We can savor the last parts. Maybe you've still got that Latin beat in your body a little, in your mind. And then as the mind quiets and we notice what's here, we breathe in, we breathe out, we let our body be in our awareness. And just because I've sat down and doing the breathing doesn't mean you have to sit down if you're still wanting to sway or dance or what's what's the most optimal for you right now. One thing about coming into stillness is that the best way to be in stillness is when our body wants to be in stillness. And sometimes the breathe, shake, the breathe, the dance, the breathe can bring our body into a place of stillness and our mind starts to settle. And sometimes that's not quite enough. It would be lovely to have a few more minutes, perhaps, or longer of moving or stretching. As we move into the meditation part of this practice, so it's a 45-minute practice today as part of the 4-hour silent retreat. Let's really notice now. We'll do a body scan and notice how does that feel in your body now? What changed? What's the same? Most of us have habits of contraction in our body. And when we tighten up, we generally tighten up the same place. So, whatever that is for you, let your attention be drawn into whatever part of your body that might really welcome some soft attention. Common places where we hold tension are the forehead and eyebrows. People frown. You can lift your eyebrows up and let them soften. Clenching our teeth. You could put a little space between your upper and lower jaw. And move your lower jaw around a bit, perhaps. Let your tongue rest in your mouth. Let your vocal cords be still. The forehead or the jaw are two places. The back of the neck and shoulders, upper back is another one. You could bring your shoulders up on an inhale and release on an exhale. Move your shoulders around. Feel your shoulder blades sliding across your muscles and your rib cage. Also come in behind the heart center, that tender area. And then for many people, the tightness is more in the front of the chest, either the chest part, the pectoral muscles, the heart center area, or down into the stomach. So when you're doing this initial scan of where could my body soften a bit more, it's likely to be one of those places, although it could be something else. The other signal that we're not really still or not able to be still in our body is when we're kind of antsy and we're in the front of our seat, we're ready for fight or flight. So if you have edgy energy in your arms and legs, for instance, what would it feel like to let yourself settle back? And the other thing, of course, that happens is that our mind gets very engaged. We might be having some nice memories of dancing to that song just a few minutes ago, or maybe you were out in a club dancing. People have different history with dance and with particular artists and songs. You might be thinking about who Bad Bunny is and what he stands for, and he's the Super Bowl halftime show tomorrow, so you might be thinking about that as well. Or maybe Bad Bunny's left the room and you got your mind on something else. We could also notice what are the thoughts in our mind right now. And of all the activity in our mind, what do we need to pay attention to right now? And what could we let go until later? Our mind is boringly repetitive. What about this? What about this? What about this? It gets like a dog chewing on a bone. It just can't let go of things sometimes. So, one of the ways that we work with that, if that's what's going on for you right now, and it's gone on for all of us at some point, is we give the mind something else to focus on. So, let's do a little body scan, move more slowly now. Take a few deeper breaths. And as you breathe out, let your whole body soften from head to toes. The forehead, mouth and jaw, chest, belly, front of the arms and legs, to the toes. And head to heels, through the back of the head, neck and shoulders, upper back, mid back, lower back, back of the arms and legs to the heels. And again, notice if there's a way that you could be a little more comfortable. Maybe you need to get a blanket or just to move your body around a little or adjust somehow. One of the things that happens when we're in our body with this somatic awareness is that we notice when we're not comfortable. And then we could do something about that. You bring your awareness to the whole of your back body now. And in particular, the back of your neck. You might even move your head around a little just to bring awareness to that area. Bring your shoulders up on an inhale, release on an exhale. Even 3 or 4 times can make a difference in the letting go of what we're carrying on our shoulders. Let that release out of your shoulders, down through your arms and hands. Maybe do some sighing breaths. And then notice the muscles of your upper back from that area between the shoulder blades, the muscles that come up over the shoulder blades into the back of the arms. And also the area behind the heart center. We have the top of the shoulders and the back of the shoulder joints, the muscles that go into the arms. In this area, where often is where we're bracing ourselves against trouble. So you might move around a little or even look behind you. Is there anything behind you that you need to brace against? If not, sometimes that will help our nervous system to get into the present moment. Yeah, actually, there's nothing there. And as we let those muscles soften, notice if there's any energy or emotional energy behind the heart center. Sometimes we have a sense of a heaviness or a tightness or something. We're defending ourselves unconsciously by tightening our muscles. As you're breathing out, just notice that area and see if you could let it soften more. And when we withdraw our mind from daily thoughts, we let them be in the background. We might also, though, pay attention to thoughts that come in that seem related to the part of the body that we're in. So if you're having thoughts of heartbreak, for instance, and you're in the area of the heart center, it might be helpful just to let that be here for a moment. Notice, is it a person, a face, a sound? Is it more of an energy? And if it's okay for it to be here, we could allow it to be here, maybe even welcome it. One of the benefits of these somatic mindfulness practices is that we get to know what's in our body. What have we got stored there? And as it comes into awareness and we're not avoiding it, we're welcoming it. Often that's all it needs. Just a light touch of awareness. Oh, here we are. And as an adult in this present moment, I don't have to avoid everything. I could welcome at least some of that in right now. Send some reassuring breaths and thoughts and kindness. Let my body soften through the whole back. Notice the back of your shoulders, the back of your arms, your hands. We do a lot of action in the world through our arms and hands. And is it okay for now to let your arms and hands be still? To be not productive, just to be still? And then coming back into the upper back, mid back, and into the lower back now, and down through the buttocks and the back of the legs. What's happening in your legs? So we have the hip joints, the pelvic floor, the thigh muscles, front and back, your knees, the shins and the calf muscles, your ankle joints. The top of your feet feel a bit different than the soles of your feet generally. We have our toes, our heels. And are your legs ready to jump into action, or are they settled? No right or wrong answer, just to notice. We might even put a hand on our legs, just, say thank you for always being ready to jump in and protect me. Maybe by fight, maybe by flight. Our bodies are always trying to keep us safe. I really appreciate my legs. You might move your legs around a little, stretch, flex, and extend your feet. Tighten a little through your thigh muscles and then release. And send the message to our legs that it's okay for now to come into stillness and to not be ready. We don't have anything that we need to be ready for at the moment. And truth is, if there was something that suddenly arose, we're better able to meet it from a relaxed, rested position than from that jumpy kind of edgy energy that tends to exhaust us. Let's stay for a moment with the legs, the thighs in particular, those large muscles in the thighs. All the way down to the toes, the heels, the soles of the feet. I really appreciate you. And it's okay. There's no danger here right now. It's okay to go off duty. Be still. And then bring the whole of your back body into your awareness again. Exhale from the back of your head over your upper, mid, and lower back, back of your arms, back of your legs. And you might even imagine standing in a warm shower, letting the whole of your back body release any little bits of tension that are still there. So, part of the reason it's helpful to start with the back body is it helps to deal with some of that forward momentum. We generally walk forward, our eyes are in the front of our head, our hands come out in front of us when we cook a meal or we hug someone. We think ahead to what might happen later in the day or 10 years from now. Sometimes we dread, sometimes we look forward with pleasure. So, as we're working with the front of the body, it doesn't hurt to just keep a bit of an eye on the back body. Let yourself be aware of what's supporting you. Might be a chair, maybe you're on the floor, or maybe on the earth if you're somewhere warm. And then we bring our awareness to the forehead, eyebrows, and eyes, corners of your eyes. And what's the weather like behind your forehead? What's your brain doing right now? Is your mind kind of in a whirl? Are you really thinking about something? Has something got a grip on your mind? You're thinking about something going forward or in the past? So, as much as possible, the practice is to withdraw our mind from the senses, from the past, the future, and let yourself be fully here, noticing your forehead muscles, your eyebrows, and let them soften on the exhale. And as you breathe in, keep your awareness there so that you don't unconsciously tighten. And then on the exhale, breathe out a little more softening. Inhale, maintain, and exhale, soften a bit more. And notice your mind might get bored with that and wander off. It's okay. We could also come back to the breath, noticing the sensations of air in your nostrils. Notice how it's a bit cooler as you breathe in, a bit warmer as you breathe out. And allow your breath to be smooth and continuous. As you're coming to the end of the exhale, let yourself breathe in without hesitation. And as you come to the end of the inhale, let yourself release the old breath. It's not doing us any good anymore. Release the old breath without hesitation. We don't have to do a big gulping breath. It can be a kind of a middle of the road breath. Just to notice the continuity, the smoothness of the transitions in the breath. Coming to the end of the exhalation, noticing that warmth coming through the nostrils. And then smoothly breathing in, feeling the coolness of the in breath. And exhaling and inhaling, just following the breath. And noticing we can often feel the in breath down into the throat. Notice your mouth, your jaw. You might move your lower jaw around a little again. Make sure that you're not touching top to bottom with your teeth so that you could relax your jaw. And see if you could really allow stillness in your vocal cords. Sometimes we sub vocalize, we're not even whispering, but there's some movement in the vocal cords. So, as you're noticing your mouth, your jaw, let the back of your tongue be still and your vocal cords be still. And notice right now, we don't need to use our voice to express ourselves or protect ourselves. We don't need to hold in any words. Right now, we could let that whole area be still. And then notice the front of your throat to your collarbones, the sides of your neck, down into the muscles of your chest. And here again, it might be helpful on the inhale to lift your shoulders a little, and then on the exhale, to release a little bit more and soften. Maybe tighten the chest muscles and then release. Are you carrying tension in your chest right now? Or are you carrying an energetic shield in front of your heart? What's behind that? We could attune to our heart for a moment. Sometimes it's kind of peaceful, other times there's a lot of energy there, lots of thought. Just giving ourselves that opportunity to notice and to attend to our heart. And then coming down into the stomach area, what's happening with your breath as you're feeling it in your stomach now? When we breathe diaphragmatically, our stomach softens as we breathe out. And sometimes it's welcome to put our attention to our belly. Other times it's too much, it's too vulnerable, so we don't have to. You could broaden your awareness to the whole of your front body, to the breath in your nostrils. Or you could really focus in on that feeling in your stomach area as you breathe out and you come to the end of the exhale. Your belly has softened back towards the spine. And these softer muscles allow for a deeper in breath. And again, when we're finished our in breath, we can let go of the breath. Let the muscles soften again. And when we finish our out breath, we don't have to stop the in breath. We could welcome in the incoming oxygen, the breath, the vitality. And we move back and forth between the inhale and the exhale every few seconds or every 10 seconds, whatever it is. Let yourself anchor your attention into your breath, either in your stomach area or in the nostrils. And that smooth continuity of the breath. And then bring your awareness back to the whole of your front body, head to toes. Include your arms and your legs. Head to heels, the whole back body. And let's rest here. No thoughts. Let thoughts move to the background. And notice the energy, the sensations, the experience in your body, your heart, your mind right now. Let's rest with that for a few minutes. If your mind wanders, notice something in a little bit more detail. Maybe go back to a part of the body that was a little bit tight at the beginning. What does it feel like now? Notice your mind, your heart. In a moment, we're going to complete this first of the 4 hours. And you might just take a moment to feel into, how am I going to work with this? Maybe this is the only one that you're going to do today, and that's fine. Maybe you're going to do a couple. Do you want to keep silence completely during the break? What is it that you'd like to do? How would you like to work with this today? And then we come out of the relaxation and we look around again. We move our body a little. I just had that dum bum 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 come back into my mind. So you might have the lyrics or the beat or something come back in. We've just had a 45-minute practice. And how do you feel now? So the top of the hour in 15 minutes, we're going to work with the 5 koshas or layers or sheaths, our physical body, the pranamaya kosha, the energy and breath, the 2 layers of the mind, and then the layer of bliss that surround our true self, the light of our true self. So it's a very soft practice, very much a stillness practice. And if you're planning to be there, I'll look forward to seeing you in 15 minutes. And either way, I hope you have a beautiful day. All right, bye for now.